So today's February 29th that we're talking, and the beta of Visual Studio 11 has been released today. And with that, a beta of a new version of Visual Studio LightSwitch.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about what's in there?
We certainly can. It's a big day for the LightSwitch team. We've been pretty quiet since the initial launch of the first version of the product. We've gotten a lot of questions from folks. Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? And the team has been really anxious to go out and tell people, hey, this is what we're doing. And so I think today, for the first time, people can actually see that, yep, we are continuing to invest in this product. It is an important product for Visual Studio. It's an important product that we think for all developers, right, just to be aware of. You know, obviously it was a quick turn of the crank for us from July to February with not a lot of time to make big improvements. But one of the things we did was, probably the biggest thing we did was invest in our underlying protocol infrastructure. So rather than using a more proprietary protocol, RIA services, we did in V1, we've changed it and we now fully embrace the OData protocol.
For talking to databases.
For anything, right? So we can both pull OData feeds into and use them as a data source in a LightSwitch application. So whether it's something maybe from the data marketplace or a lot of big products today like SAP and so forth are starting to embrace the OData protocol as a way of making data available to people so we can consume those from LightSwitch. But we also turned around and said, okay, any service you create with LightSwitch is itself an OData feed. So we can go and allow people to consume those LightSwitch services, those LightSwitch business layers from products like Power Pivot in Excel, right? And access that data that you've created, and all of your logic that you've implemented in the middle tier is still going to run as part of that experience. So it opens us up for new clients, existing clients to talk to it, new types of clients to talk to it, and we think that's a big part of what the beta will be.
And is this something that will work on-premise only, or will it work in an Azure cloud scenario as well?
It will absolutely work in both. I mean, so we had the tagline in the first release that it was the simplest way to build a business application for the desktop in the cloud.
Sure.
Don't know exactly how we're going to modify that for this release, but one of the things that we threw out for ourselves as a goal was we want it to be the simplest way to build a data service. Even if you don't need the client application we created, it's going to be the simplest way to build a data service, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud in Azure.
So I've got a way to build data services on-premise, on the cloud, and the question is, what's the relevancy of that to the other big thing that came out today, which is the beta or the consumer preview of Windows 8 and the Metro applications that will exist in that environment?
Really, really interesting question. Kind of a good observation there as well. I think absolutely those Windows 8 applications, a lot of them are going to need data, and they're going to need data from a data service. So we have certainly been thinking about how do we create an experience where LightSwitch can be the data service creation tool, and then you can partner that up with a Windows 8 Metro style application. You're not going to see that in the beta, but product's not shipped yet, so there may be some more stuff coming.
We've got some time
before we're done.
Okay,
so.
Awesome.